The tradition of classical music and dance is the very backbone of Indian culture, which boasts of a rich heritage. Music and dance play a significant role in the unification of diverse cultures, binding people together into a common identity. Taking this tradition across the globe, preserving and promoting these precious art forms, making it accessible and available to art lovers all over the world, and thereby bridging the gap between the artists and the Rasikas, is the motto of Silicon Andhra Music Performing Arts and Dance Academy, SAMPADA. SAMPADA, according to Sanskrit language, means wealth, and true to its name, this organization is deeply dedicated to the cause of fine arts and safeguarding this invaluable treasure for generations to come. Numerous activities and programs are undertaken by this noble organization, which is spearheaded by Sri Deenababu Kondubatla, the president of SAMPADA. Under his leadership, SAMPADA has grown leaps and bounds in the cultural arena. He and his efficient team members selflessly and tirelessly work towards the propagation of our rich cultural heritage. One of SAMPADA's flagship initiatives is offering a structured curriculum and providing junior and senior certificates to students of music and dance in affiliation with Potti Sriramulu Telugu University. SAMPADA has been featuring concert performances by renowned as well as budding musicians, state-of-the-art webinars, lecture demonstrations, thematic presentations in music and dance. SAMPADA also conducts global music competitions in order to encourage serious and committed learning of these traditional art forms. All this and more is the essence of SAMPADA, which strives to build a strong edifice for the growth of art and culture. On the philanthropic side, SAMPADA has facilitated more than 500 families of artists and scholars across South India during the pandemic. The Vage Kara Vaibhavam programs of SAMPADA have been paying rich tributes to saint composers, yesteryear stalwarts, and legends in the field of music and dance, in the form of documentaries. As part of this pursuit in honoring the legends of Indian classical art forms, SAMPADA offers a visual treat in the form of a documentary, Sangeeta Ravali, Balamurali, dedicated to Dr. Mangalampalli Balamuralikrishna, one of the foremost legendary Carnatic musicians of the world. He is undoubtedly the pride of our nation, and it is an honor to celebrate the life and achievements of such a legend on the occasion of his birthday, which falls on the 6th of July. Sangeeta Ravali Balamurali is a humble offering to this great musician who enthralled music lovers across the globe for 8 prolific decades. Saint Tyagaraja, hailed as one of the greatest composers of all times, was a devout practitioner of Nadopasana, worship of the Lord through nada or music. He perceived music as the most sacred path for attaining moksha or liberation. Tyagaraja's spiritual journey was firmly rooted in his devotion towards his Ishtadevata, Lord Rama. The strong edifice of bhakti towards Rama, built through the repeated chanting of the Rama Taraka mantra, is referred to eloquently by Tyagaraja as Rama Bhakti Samrajyam. And indeed, this is his greatest gift to mankind. Balamuralikrishna is the 5th generation descendant of Tyagaraja in the Guru Shishya Parampara. He remains one of the foremost repositories of the sublime compositions of Saint Tyagaraja. He began his musical journey at the tender age of 7 and went on to become one of the greatest musicians of his time. Balamurali, as he was fondly called, was one of the most charismatic musicians of the 20th century. He reached the pinnacle of success and carved a permanent niche for himself in the world of South Indian music. The voice that captivated the hearts of music lovers in India went on to mesmerize audiences around the world in many fields of music, namely Carnatic classical, film music, devotional, folk, and jugalbandis. On 6th of July 1930, a shining star descended in the world of music. Young Muralikrishna was born in Ghatam in East Godavari district in Andhra Pradesh. His maternal grandfather was Sri Prayagarangaya, a well-known lyricist, and his grandmother was a musician. His father, Sri Mangalampalli Pattabhiramaya, was also a well-known musician, and his mother, Srimati Suryakantamma, was a veena player. He lost his mother within 2 weeks of his birth and was raised by his father and his mother's sister Subbamma, who was also a musician. Growing up amidst a family of musicians, his interest and love for music was inborn and inevitable. Young Muralikrishna would constantly listen to his father sing and instantly repeat what he heard. Soon, he came under the tutelage of Sri Parupalli Ramakrishna Pantulu. He was all of 9 years old when he gave his debut concert at a Tyagaraja Aradhana in Vijayawada. His concert was to be followed by a program by renowned Harikatha exponent Sri Musunuri Suryanarayana Bhagavatar. What was supposed to be a half-an-hour recital turned out to be a full-fledged 2.5-hour concert. Extremely impressed hearing the young boy sing so effortlessly, Suryanarayana Bhagavatar conferred the prefix of Bala before his name and blessed him. Thereafter, Muralikrishna came to be known as Balamuralikrishna to the world of music. The first milestone of his career came at the age of 11 when he was blessed with the opportunity to perform at Thiruvayaru for the Tyagaraja Aradhana. His precocious talent won the hearts and minds of music lovers, and he was received with love and warmth everywhere he performed. Moved by his music, Nagaratnamma, who headed the Aradhana committee, took the boy to the idol of Tyagaraja Swami and prayed to the Lord to bless the young boy. Young Balamurali made such a tremendous impact on the audience that a whirlwind of concerts followed in and around the region. During his 13th year, Balamurali performed 200 concerts in a single year, a rare feat achieved by this child prodigy. Balamuralikrishna did not have any formal schooling beyond the 6th grade. While in school, young Balamurali would always sing the prayer song, which attracted a lot of admiration. The prayer would last for an hour. Realizing that he was a child prodigy in music, the headmaster advised Sri Pattabhiramaya to nurture the musical talent in him rather than put him through the ordeal of formal education and schooling. Thus, His school education was short-lived. But what an irony! Balamurali was awarded honorary doctorates and D.Litt.s from several reputed universities all over India. Balamuralikrishna was a musical colossus. He enthralled the musically elite and the common rasika alike. His career spanned 8 decades, a feat not many could achieve in one lifetime. His voice had the ability to traverse 3 octaves with remarkable ease. His rich baritone voice became an obsession for many, and he retained that quality throughout his life. The sweetness and the depth of his voice was all-consuming and left his listeners awestruck. Swami Chinmayananda once said that listening to Balamuralikrishna's music was like the ecstasy of divine love that the gopis experienced listening to Lord Krishna's flute. Renowned Carnatic musician Sudha Raghunathan opined that Dr. Balamurali was equipped with a voice that obeyed all his commands. She added that his creativity brought a very special flavor to his musical expressions and flowed like liquid gold studded with ragas and swaras. Dr. Padma Subhramanyam, the legendary Bharatnatyam dancer, called him the Kalidasa and Kamban of Indian music. His musical acumen was such that he was able to retain and reproduce any music heard just once. His ability to handle several musical instruments like the violin, viola, mridangam, veena, and kanjira speaks volumes about his versatility and genius. Most of these instruments he mastered through self-learning. Balamurali provided violin and viola accompaniment to the likes of Ariyakudi Ramanuja Iyengar, Chittoor Subramanya Pillai, Maharajapuram Vishwanath Iyer, Semmungudi Srinivas Iyer, and K.V. Narayanaswamy. He is perhaps the only musician who has the distinction of holding a top grade in the All India Radio for 9 different performance categories. He holds a top grade in Carnatic classical music, light classical music, devotional music, violin, viola, mridangam, as a music director, music conductor, and a dubbing voice artist. Balamurali was at ease singing all kinds of music, be it pure classical music, devotional, or film music. His unique capacity to straddle diverse fields of music was unparalleled. He believed that music is universal and it transcends the barriers of language or tradition. He was adept in singing Rabindra Sangeet, the beautiful compositions of Rabindranath Tagore in Bengali language. His clear pronunciation prompted an invitation to record the entire Rabindra Sangeet, preserving them for posterity. Hearing him sing the songs with such authenticity and immaculate diction, the Rabindra Bharati University, Shanti Niketan, honored him with a doctorate in music. As a composer, Balamuralikrishna was creativity personified. While still in his teens, he was advised by his spiritual guru, Swami Vimalananda Bharati, to begin composing. By the age of 15, Balamurali had mastered all the 72 Melakarta ragas and had composed kritis in each of the Melakartas. His Janakaraga Manjari was published in 1952 and recorded as Raganga Ravali in a 9-volume series by the Sangeeta Recording Company.
Paramanandadayagamu manasa samagana sudharasami Paramanandadayagamu manasa samagana sudharasami.
Balamurali has more than 200 compositions to his credit that encompass a variety of musical forms like varnams, kritis, tillanas, and bhavagites. There was always a surprise element, the inclusion of unique concepts and ideas in his compositions. It was his pioneering effort to compose a Gati Beda Priya Ragamalika Tillana in 5 different ragas and 5 different gadis or tempos. The 5 ragas featured in this Tillana are Guru Priya, Rasika Priya, Gayaka Priya, Sunadha Priya, and Karahara Priya. This kind of a Tillana was the first of its kind. He has enriched the Carnatic classical repertoire with his priceless compositions. A deep love for poetry and verse was something he inherited from his grandfather. He stressed that his lyrics were all about subtlety of expression. Balamurali was a torchbearer of innovations in music. He was a staunch radical among traditionalists. His daring efforts to tread uncharted territories in music and to look at music as a whole entity is noteworthy. The dichotomy of light music and heavy music was non-existent in his music. His spirit of experimentation and boundless creativity opened the doors for new frontiers. He created about 25 new ragas, some of which are Ganapati, Sumukham, Lavangi, Sarvashri, Mahati, Omkari, Rohini, Murali, Janasammodhini, Vallabhi, Pratimadhyamavati, Sushama, Siddhi, Mohanangi, Trishakti, Manorama, and so forth. His virtuosity is unmatched, and the testimony to this is the fact that he could create a raga out of just 3 notes or 4 notes and compose kritis in them. Ragas Sarvashri, Omkari, and Ganapati have just 3 swaras, while ragas Mahati, Lavangi, Siddhi, and Sumukham have 4 swaras. Balamurali did not restrict his creativity to ragas alone. He created innovations in the realm of thalas also. He propounded the Mukhi Thala system, which builds on the traditional Adi Thala, where he incorporates different rhythmical patterns within the Thala. The 4 Mukhi Thalas that were created by him are Trimukhi, Panchamukhi, Saptamukhi, and Navamukhi. This was a major contribution by the legend, which opened new vistas for upcoming musicians and Laya Vidwans. These talas have become popular in the setting of Ragam Tanam Pallavis for many artists. There are Alaripus composed for Bharatanatyam in the Panchamukhi Tala. Balamuralikrishna has worked extensively with All India radio stations for many years, and this proved yet another milestone in the veteran's musical journey. He was the first musician to be appointed as the music producer for the Vijayawada radio station. As music producer, he launched an early morning show of devotional songs. This program, named Bhakti Ranjani, was a pioneering effort of Balamuralikrishna, and it enjoyed a huge following in the 1960s and 70s across the country. Simultaneously, he also served as the principal of the Government Music College in Vijayawada. Later, he worked with Hyderabad All India Radio station and subsequently the Madras radio station, where he settled down and continued his musical journey. Balamuralikrishna has collaborated with some of the giants of Hindustani music in scintillating world-class jugalbandis. Veterans like Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Pandit Hariprasad Chaurasia, Pandit Jasraj, Kishori Amonkar and Pandit Ajay Chakrabarti have performed jugalbandis with him, taking the concerts to dizzy heights. Balamurali's performances on prestigious international stages in many countries speak volumes of the immense love and respect his music commanded all over the globe. In film music too, Balamuralikrishna left an indelible mark. It was in the year 1957 Varalakshmi Pictures introduced Balamurali not only as a singer but also as a music director for the film Sati Savitri. Many of the film songs sung by Balamuralikrishna in several languages like Hindi, Tamil, Oriya, Bengali, Malayalam and Kannada are evergreen hits. He also acted in a few films. His role as Narada in the film Bhakta Prahalada brought him much acclaim. The songs sung by him in films like Megha Sandesham, Karna, Thiruvilayadal, Swati Tirunal and Kurukshetram, to name a few, will be etched in the hearts of the listeners perennially. If all these achievements were not enough, he also performed for an award-winning British choir which had the lyrics from Rabindranath Tagore's Nobel Prize-winning poetry and music by Dr. Joel, the noted UK-based Goan composer. He has sung in French and even ventured into jazz fusion, collaborating with the top Carnatic percussionist T.H. Subhash Chandran in a concert for Malaysian royalty. Balamurali recorded all his compositions in the form of notations in a book called Suryakanti, named after his mother. This book is an invaluable treasure for students and performers of music. Balamuralikrishna is the proud recipient of innumerable prestigious titles and awards. To name a few, he received the President's Gold Medal in 1953 at the age of 23. He was awarded the highest civilian awards from the Government of India, namely Padma Shri and Padma Vibhushan. He was honored with the prestigious Chevalier Award from the French government. The Madras Music Academy conferred upon him the coveted title of Sangeeta Kalanidhi in the year 1978. He was a recipient of the Sangeeta Natak Academy Award. He was also the Asthana Vidwan of Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam and the Sringeri Sharda Peetham. The list of awards and titles that he received is endless. He is perhaps the only musician to receive national awards for 2 different categories, namely Best Playback Singer for the Kannada movie Hamsageete and Best Music Director Award for composing music for the Kannada film Madhvacharya. Once, at a concert in Trivandrum, Balamurali was delineating a detailed Kalyani raga. As he was singing, he saw a beautiful girl come and sit next to him. Instantaneously, he composed the song Sogasu Ni Sommu Kalyani Ragini in praise of her. When he had finished singing, lo and behold, the girl had disappeared. He believes that the Kalyani Raga Devata herself appeared before him in appreciation of his music. Such was his music. People close to Balamuralikrishna spoke about his childlike innocence, his fun-filled approach to life, and his simplicity. A lesser-known fact about this legend is that he was mad about cars and would not allow anyone in the driver's seat till 1995. His mercurial spirit and enthusiasm were almost infectious. Supreme confidence and a larger-than-life aura marked his enigmatic personality. He believed that values and ethics enhanced the aesthetic quality of music. The year he was conferred the prestigious title of Sangeeta Kalanidhi by Madras Music Academy, he refrained from performing in any other sabha as a mark of respect to the coveted award. Although Dr. Balamuralikrishna attained the lotus feet of the Lord on November 22, 2016, his presence will be felt and experienced through his immortal voice eternally. Balamuralikrishna's place in the world of music is unparalleled. From a child prodigy to a much respected and worshipped musician, his journey was led by a divine force. In his own words, the legend always reiterated that he did not know music, but music knew him, and he was just an instrument. He shared a profound relationship with music, which stood him in good stead till the end. For him, music was neither a profession nor an art. It was a way of life itself. He was in every respect a free spirit, an original in music, someone who enjoyed his art and shared it wholeheartedly with listeners. Undoubtedly, he was one of the greatest musicians the world has ever witnessed. Balamuralikrishna is not just the pride of our nation, he is the pride of music itself. Silicon Andhra Music Performing Arts and Dance Academy, SAMPADA, under the able leadership of Sri Dinababu Kundubatla, is honoured and blessed to have brought out Sangeeta Ravali, this documentary on Dr. Balamuralikrishna on the occasion of his birth anniversary celebrations. Salutations and pranams to this great maestro.